latest update for the Mavic Cine 3 included the feature I was most excited about, and that's getting 4K 120 frames per second at ProRes, in ProRes quality. To me, that is something we haven't had in drones ever before, and it's something I really want to try out. Is this quality that good? With drones, you can move the camera, the physical camera on the drone, so fast by moving the whole damn thing. You're able to create shots that you could not create without a drone. And sure, we've known that for as long as drones have been out, but we didn't get it in cinema quality slow motion. So I've come out to the Rockaways, where the local surf school has been nice enough to let me fly a drone over their heads, and got some really cool clips to see how good this footage is. There were a number of features that weren't available at launch that we were all hoping to see, and 4K 120 is the one that has come a lot earlier than the rest of the updates. I mention that because it makes it kind of difficult to keep subjects in focus while flying quickly, and I'm not going to mess around with manual focus, and there's a bit of a learning curve. In that January update, we're going to get active track focus locking, meaning I can pick a smaller subject and keep that subject in focus like other DJI products. The focus box will follow them across, whereas now I just kind of have a point autofocus system where I can click what I want to be in focus, and if I move around, it'll keep that exact area in focus. Not exactly the same. But for surfing, when I was lucky enough to get someone to stay in the center of frame and whip the camera around them, it looks awesome. I can tell before even seeing it in slow motion. I'm very pleased. I really enjoy flying with the screen in this bright setting and knowing I'm gonna get some sweet slow motion to look at later on. And having ProRes for this footage is such a big deal because we're getting a known quality for this quantity of footage. We want to know that we have actually a good codec wrapping up all this footage versus it being compressed H.264. This is a very challenging lighting condition. We're just pretty much middle of the day, direct sun, and it looks pretty harsh. ProRes should be able to handle that. It's going to get the most out of the dynamic range in the camera, whereas H.264 or 5, you might notice that image start to fall apart if it's at a lower bitrate. This is the highest bitrate that the Mavic 3, Cine, or the Mavic 3 in general, is capable of. Something like, I'll put it on the screen, but I think it's like 3.6 gigs a second or minute. It's a lot of data. It is a pretty significant crop. It wasn't available in the press release to see exactly what a crop factor it actually is when you're in the slow motion mode, but I have a reference clip of just what general 5.1K 24 frames a second looks like, and then show you what 4K 120 frames per second. It looks to me like a 1.3, 1.4 crop, which is significant, especially when we're dealing with smaller sensors. Yes, this is the biggest sensor we've had in a drone of this price point and size to date, but even this sensor, when you crop in, it's gonna be noticeable that the quality isn't all the way there. Now I'm hoping in future updates that we'll be able to use all the other features with the slow motion mode. Master shots, active track, focus locking, I'm hoping they're all going to work in the slow motion mode. It's not 100% clear that they will, because if they do, you're gonna be able to pre-plan a super epic camera move, get it in slow motion, and take the guesswork entirely out of it. The focus, the motion, the subject you want to keep in the picture. We can program all of that and get it right, and then we can just focus on getting the best performance or the best moment and know that we got the right shot every time we run that master shot feature. So if you at all enjoyed seeing footage of surfers in slow motion, I really enjoyed getting it, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video so that I can share this type of work with a larger community. YouTube rewards me if you reward me, and I'll continue to try to reward you with interesting footage that I like to talk about. Big ups to local surf school for letting us come out here. Abner, thanks for the suggestion. And I'm not going to end by leaving the video this time. I'm going to end, because I saved one battery, with some sunset footage. So stick around and watch that Sleet slow-mo, and until next time, I'm all for it.